So what we're looking at, everybody, is footage from the protests in Melbourne, Australia, that happened Sunday, May 10th. This is about midday. This is during the beginning. And the reason I know this is because I'm here with my friend Kayleigh, all the way from Australia. She was actually at the protests in Melbourne. Hey, Kayleigh, say hi to everybody.
Hi.
So you're the one who took all this video, and I just wanted to ask you a couple quick questions. So the video we just showed, this is when you first arrived, you said, right?
Yeah, sure. So the protest started about midday, and this was like maybe 1-2 minutes into the protest. Yeah.
Wow. So they just grabbed this guy right away. So it looks like they were maybe trying to make an example and maybe try to discourage you guys from doing anything. Because it looked like you said, when you first showed up, there wasn't a lot of people. There's maybe 10, 15 people. It didn't look like it was going to be a big affair. So maybe they thought they could just throw this guy in. He looked kind of high profile. I mean, if you look at him, he has a hat and stuff on, like a bright blue shirt. So maybe they thought they can throw him in. And then you said you saw him later, though. They must have let him go.
Yeah, I saw him walking around the street later on, so they let him go. They obviously knew that it was an unlawful arrest.
Okay.
Either that or it could have been a bit of a setup. I mean, I don't know 100%, do I? But
Yeah, for sure. That's just what you can guess, but we know you did see him later. All right, so then describe to me what happens after that. So you show up, this guy gets arrested, then what happens?
all right, so basically, I'll just explain where it was. The protest was at Parliament House, which is the meeting place of the Parliament of the state of Victoria. Um, so then what happened after that is basically there were some speakers that had microphones, a small little amp, and the crowd just kind of grew and grew and grew. So maybe within about half an hour, they'll maybe double size, and it just kept growing. But with the number of protesters, sorry, there were actually more police to accompany that. So there were a lot of police, a lot more riot vans, a lot more police cars. Um,
Okay.
yeah,
So the situation basically just started to escalate. More protesters showed up, leading to more police showed up. Now I'm showing this picture right here. This is what you told me was about halfway through that was going on. So there's also a video of this too. I'm going to play that for everybody so they can hear it. So I think what happened is you said there was a couple people who came to speak, and they brought an amp and they brought a microphone and everything, and you said it didn't sound that good, but so it sounds like a lady's yelling, "No more lockdowns! No lockdown!" Now I see about, it looks like a couple hundred, maybe 200-300 people. Would you estimate that was about right?
well, I've been told that there was about 500.
Okay, yeah, I could see
Yeah,
that. All right, but in your view, that's what it looks like, about 200-300. Not those people.
yeah, I'd say about 300.
Okay, all right. So now, after this happens, you said people were kind of just hanging out and talking and stuff, and they were interviewing people, and there's more people speaking. The police weren't really doing anything; they were just standing there.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
All right, and then what happened after that?
So basically, we saw that the police kind of they were getting a little bit more antsy, I'd say, and so we saw them kind of all lining up shoulder to shoulder on the steps of Parliament House. Okay, and then we saw one police officer go and talk to them, and I said, "Oh, something's gonna happen," and a few people kind of sensed that vibe. They looked like they were ready for business. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Go ahead.
so then basically, I can't remember who got arrested at that point. Sorry, one moment, because my son knows what. Okay, so that was that the next arrest, was it? Oh, that must have been the second, because it was so basically we saw the police get into that formation, and then they kind of made a line and then like an arrow shape. It's really strange to describe, but they used that to kind of bulldoze through the crowd. I had to get my son to pull him out the way, and I said, "Move, son," because I saw them like just heading towards us, and they grabbed one of the speakers and dragged him away. And they actually hit his face. He had blood running down his face. And there's a video of this. Oh no, that's not the video. There's another video I sent you for the later arrest. I apologise. So they pulled him away. They pulled him up the steps and they took him to the riot van. So that was the second arrest of the day.
That's what, when I was looking at stuff last night, I heard a lady that was live streaming from there, and she was talking about him. There was a speaker and there's blood coming from his face. So there is other video for people. Look at this. You'll see the police getting in like an arrow formation to go into the crowd and grab somebody. And so then we have this video, you said, after people started to disperse. Now, how long was this before this video, the guy on the stairs right here, you think? Or the guy in front of the stairs talking to police? How long between everyone shouting no lockdown and then this video right here?
That was probably maybe, it's hard to say, 20 minutes to half an hour.
Okay, so people weren't really sticking there all day. They just kind of came out to get their message heard, and then they started to disperse. Okay, so this is nothing... I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, it's like an hour and 15 minutes at most. That's it.
For the whole thing?
Yeah.
Oh, I wasn't even playing that. I'm sorry, everybody. So I'll bring it up really quick again. I played it before when you were talking, but this is basically the guy just... So this was about an hour and a half, not even, like about an hour, maybe a half hour after the peak, I guess I would say, of it, where everybody was shouting. All right, so then I want to get to this video. This is the next video. So after this, would you guys go, you want to cross the street? Talk to me, like, after this video up until the next video with the carriage and everything and the babies.
Okay, sure. So at that point, everybody dispersed and they were setting off to go home. Now, near this area, there's a train station called Parliament. So I'm going to assume most people were going that way. And the police would have known that. So, you know, they could anticipate such things. And basically, across the street, a lot of people walked over that way. And there were police over that side too, because they were trying to be in all areas. So what I remember seeing is a guy with tattoos and sandals on walked past us with a pram with two babies inside.
Okay, and then for people in the U.S., a pram is like a stroller. That's what we call it. Go ahead.
And then so we were on Parliament House side of the street, okay?
Yep.
And the guy walked past with the stroller and the tattoos, and I saw him just come from somewhere else. He was not protesting. I know because I saw it with my own eyes, yeah. And then he walked down, and I saw him kiss a lady, a blonde lady, on the mouth, and, you know, hugged her, and it looked like, you know, that was his wife. About 10 minutes later, he walked across the road with the pram, and he was taking the kids home. I'm going to assume to the train station, because that's the direction he was going. He was crossing the road and going down the street.
Okay, so he walked away from the Parliament building. He had crossed the street, and he was all done. So he wasn't posing a threat. He had two children in a carriage or a pram, like you would say. Okay, go ahead. Yeah,
so then at that point, me and my son decided it's home time too, so let's go in that direction. We need the train station also. And so at that point, while I was walking towards the train station, I heard a lot of commotion. And that's when I turned around to see that they'd followed him across the street for no reason at all and surrounded him at the wall, prized the pram away from him, pulled the pram away.
All right, I'm gonna play the video. I just wanted to get up to that point, so I'll play the video now for everybody, and then I'll let you.
Not again.
I'll let you talk. I can hear your voice in there too. So.
Fucking hell. Taking the babies away from it. Oh my god.
All right, so that's the guy right there. That's the guy in the sandals. So this guy who was just walking by is just a guy with tattoos. Looked like, you know, he was just some, you know, maybe happy hippie or whatever, walking by with his kids. So you don't know, though, you're not sure what happened. You just saw the police follow him and surround him. You don't know what he said or did or anything like that, right? I'm not saying like there's anything that justifies it. I'm just asking. All right, so right now, all right, so the police, the babies are crying. The police have his 2 babies, and this is what I want to bring up to people. You know, you could say that the police are there because they're trying to keep everyone safe and to do the social distance thing. But, I mean, none of these cops are wearing masks, you know.
And they don't practice social distancing either, especially when they team up and create shapes to bulldoze into the crowd.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So this is what I'm trying to get to people's attention. You know, if you're really worried about people, this guy's walking away from a protest with babies. You know, you're going to go up to him and you don't have any masks on. And you're police. How many people have you been within 6 feet of? Maybe this guy's been the perfect social distancer ever. You never know that, and you just ruined his social distancing. All right, so I'm going to play the rest of this. All right, so that's his wife, or that's the lady, that's the mom.
Yeah, that's the mom and the partner, the girlfriend of...
Okay. So he's trying to play with the baby. He's got his hands there. You know, he's got his hands right in the baby's face. So if there's a virus, that baby's got it now.
Just give him some space to say thank you. Just give him some space.
Now, just imagine that, everybody. You know, you walked by, and then all of a sudden, your husband is like getting hemmed up by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, there's like 10 police for one guy. You know? And this guy's got a mask on half of his face. I mean, what's he doing? Like, this guy's like, I want to get COVID, but I want to get it right away. I heard it goes slower through the nose. Like, oh man. Yeah, look at they just formed a wall around this guy. So that is frightening. I mean, this guy's just getting taken down. He was walking down the street. More chin masks. Now she's pulling her mask up because she sees the cameras.
Yeah, 100%.
And then there's guys laying down on this guy. You know, that's like classic. And the problem they're gonna say is, well, he shouldn't have resisted. Well, it's like, listen, man, no, you know. As a human, you have the right to do whatever you want unless you're infringing upon the rights of others, and it doesn't look like he was...
taking away your babies, what are you going to do? It's human instinct as a parent to resist that. If someone's tearing your children away, what are you going to do?
Yeah, and he's not aware that his wife wasn't also being locked up. He doesn't know. You know what I mean? So you're right. He doesn't know. His kids are being taken away from him. That's scary. All right, we're going to go back to this and play the rest of it.
I know you know it's wrong. There are some good cops out there still are.
Sounds like somebody's trying to have a conversation with one of the police saying there are still good cops. Who is that? Somebody that was with you? Or you don't know?
Oh, so like I said, because the train station was down that area, there were a few of us that were going in that direction anyway, you know, to get home. So they were just some other protesters who were leaving.
Gotcha.
Calm down! Honey, please!
That must be the wife.
It is.
That is disgusting.
And they're keeping her separate. They don't let her go over there. They don't let her go over there and talk to her husband.
I'm shaking. Honey, calm
Yeah.
down! Honey! That poor person. Don't be shaking.
I just they actually did form a wall between us and the dad as well. So even if we were trying to film it or move forward, you know, just try and get involved a little bit, it just wasn't possible.
Yeah, I know.
Please calm down!
Just turned up at the end.
Calm down! I know.
Flip-flops, and they picked on him with the baby in the pusher, grabbed the baby in the pusher,
Calm down, okay?
and took him.
Honey! Don't swear! Calm down! Please, babe!
So she's trying to calm him down.
Down, honey!
Yeah.
She
Well,
knows
you
about
could
it.
be,
Babe!
she's distressed too. So there's, you know, they've just caused such distress between a family.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Calm down! You haven't done wrong! Okay, calm down!
She's giving good advice.
He was with me. It's my partner, man. He's only here because I asked him to come to walk our kids.
There are some people.
Honey.
So now she feels terrible because she just said he's only here because I asked him to come because we have kids. So this guy didn't even want to be here. He was like, man, I wanted to play Xbox all morning. I got a new game. And now I'm getting ripped away with half my clothes off because the police... Look at that. Yeah.
Fuck you!
All right, so we could see the Parliament stairs right there, everybody. So yeah, he was clearly already across the street from where everything was going on. That's right where it was going on. So I don't understand if they don't have, you know, what could he have been doing that they'd want to go get him for? I don't understand that, you know. And they're going to say it was probably social distancing, but then if they say it was social distancing, look what they just did. So it doesn't matter if he wasn't socially distancing. You just made it way worse. I hope people can see this. You know, I hope everybody can see what is going on right now. This is just insanity. I'm going to play the rest of this, and then we'll talk and then end this. I'm trying to keep it short for everybody.
Beginning when they started taking the guys.
Huh?
Even from the beginning when they targeted the guys.
I know. I can't believe you got the pram though. That's the sickest thing I've seen.
Look in Sydney.
Yeah, I know.
You're just a little woman.
So they just lock him up. Yeah, that's crazy. So what happened from there?
So from there, I actually went up to the mother and I spoke to her and asked if she's okay. And like, I gave her a hug. I just felt so sorry. She was in tears. And the dad, he had the keys to the house. So they arrested him and took him away with the keys so she couldn't get in with the kids, with the babies. And then so me and my son and a few other protesters just kind of walked down to the park and had a bit of chat about everything that had gone on.
And you said you talked to her. I'm sorry, you're breaking up a little bit. You said you talked to her after that also?
Yeah, I did. I don't know which part you missed.
I heard up until you said you had a chat about it, and then you kind of broke up a little bit.
We just, me and a few other protesters, we had a little chat about what had happened and how shocked we were and appalled and disgusted by the police tearing the children away.
Yeah, that's really gross. So now you're telling, I mean, I know because you told me before we started recording, so you talked to her, so you got her phone number? The lady.
No, well, what happened was I posted that video on a Facebook page, which is where the protest was advertised in the first place, and my own personal page. She contacted me through my post. She saw it and she said, thanks for helping me today and thanks for sharing this. And she just said, oh, you know, I'd appreciate it, like, if nobody like mentioned names of things because it's going to go further. Then she released like a photo, and I'll just tell you what that said on the photograph. So she said, let me just try and find this.
I think you said that. So her husband got let go, though, right? Or is that? Did I just ruin?
Yeah, she said he was let out by the police, and he's going to charge all the police involved. He kissed her goodbye and walked across the road with the kids. He was not part of the protests. The police used the kids as a publicity stunt, so that's what she said, and it's going to go further. But I'd just like to add on that note, there also was a protest in Sydney. I think it was either yesterday or the day before, and a similar thing happened to a mother with a small boy. The police tore the boy and mother apart and arrested the mother. The child screaming on the video, absolutely distressed. So for some reason, they're targeting parents over here.
The people shouting really loud, you know, let us go, and then that other guy toward the middle that we showed, nobody was really engaging with the police, right? Is that what you said?
Not really. No, the police had themselves kind of stood on the steps of Parliament House, and the protest was happening like not on ground level because it was another level below, but you know, at a different level.
Yeah, no, I hear it. So they were up there on the steps, and you guys, and then as it dispersed, you pretty much just started walking away. Nobody said anything to the police or anything, right, that you saw?
There were one or two guys that actually did say, you know, what's going on, but there was no aggression or anything like that.
Oh, okay, yeah. So they were just asking what's up, and I'm talking about before they went across the street to grab the guy with the prom or the stroller.
The prom. Um, Basically, yeah, some people did say stuff to the police before that point. Yeah.
Okay, but in your opinion, nothing that's gonna that would warrant them to run across the street and grab a guy away from his children.
No, and especially that guy didn't even look at the police as far as I saw.
Okay, yeah, that's kind of what I saw too from the live streams and stuff I watch. It didn't look like the protesters were getting violent at all. It looked really peaceful. So this is very surprising, very shocking. I wonder why they would do it. All right, well.
It was a place that started things getting kind of in a different direction, in a bad direction. That was the police, not the protesters.
How did that start?
What, the police?
Yeah.
They just kind of decided it was time to pick someone out and take them away. Nothing really started it.
All right, so you guys were just standing around doing the chanting, and that died down, and then that's when people started to disperse. They just started going into the crowd and grabbing people.
Yeah, mostly the speakers. They really wanted the speakers.
All right, I got you. So that makes sense. And then later on, everyone just walked away, and that's when they went across the street to get that guy.
Yeah.
All right, well.
They claimed their social distancing laws were rules were being breached by the speakers. That's why they arrested them, apparently.
And do you know if anything happened to those speakers? Did they stay in jail, or did they let go, or did you hear anything more?
I know maybe 2 or 3 people were released today before it even went any further.
All right, but you're not sure what happened to the other guys. All right, well, keep us posted if you hear anything, and I'll let you guys know. I'll even maybe put a comment under there. All right, Kayleigh, well, thanks a lot for coming on the video and sharing your experience today in Sydney, Australia, down at Melbourne. Melbourne. It's all the same to me. Thank you for sharing your experience at Melbourne down at the State Parliament House, and we'll talk to you soon.